In this segment, we'll show you how to assemble your new John Deere 16YS swivel cart. Begin by fully securing the dump clevis, part 11, to the wheel support, part 6, with two 5/16 inch by 1 inch hex bolts, part O, and two 3/8 inch by 1 1/2 inch washers, part P, and two 5/16 inch nylock hex nuts, part U. Now align the poly bed, part 1, with the wheel support, part 6. Then loosely secure it with 8 5/16 by 1 1/4 inch hex bolts, part G, and 8 5/16 inch nylock nuts, part U. Next, insert 4/4 inch by 1 inch hex bolts, part I, through the tray. Now align the latch plate, part 7, and the latch stand, part 5. And fully secure them with 4/4 inch nylock nuts, part C. Then slide the axle, part 2, into the wheel support. Next, slide a 1 inch washer, part B, onto the axle. Then slide on a 1 inch washer, part B. Now slide on a wheel, part 3, with the valve stem facing out. Then slide on a 1 inch washer, part B. Next, insert a cotter pin, part A, and bend the ends out to secure it. You can use a pair of vice grips to hold the axle. Now, apply grease until it's forced out of the wheel hubs, then wipe off the excess. Then repeat for the other wheel. Next, fully secure the hitch bracket, part 8, to the drawbar, part 4, with two 5/16 by 1 inch hex bolts, part O, and two 5/16 inch nylock hex nuts, part U. Now insert the hitch pin, part J, and then secure it with the hair cotter pin, part K. Then insert the 5/16 by 4 inch hex bolt, part R, partway into the drawbar. Next, loosely thread on the 5/16 inch SEMS nut, part S. Now insert the foot pedal, part 9, through the slot in the drawbar and push the bolt through the foot pedal. Then loosely thread on another 5/16 inch SEMS nut. Next, push the bolt through the other side of the drawbar and secure it with a 5/16 inch nylock hex nut, part U. Then tighten it so the hex bolt can still rotate freely. Now tighten the SEMS nuts against the foot pedal to center it in the slot. Then hook the short end of the spring, part H, into the hole in the foot pedal latch. Next, use the spring puller tool, part T, to pull the end of the spring into the square hole in the drawbar. Now assemble the 1/2 inch by 1 1/8 inch hex bolt, part N, and three 1.25 inch washers, part D. Then slide the assembly through the pivot clevis, part 10. Next, slide the assembly through the drawbar. Now slide on a 1.5 inch washer, part E. Then slide on the 1/2 inch lock washer, part F. Next, secure it with the 1/2 inch hex nut, part M. Now attach the drawbar assembly to the cart with the 1/2 inch by 3 inch clevis pin, part L, and 3/32 inch hair cotter pin, part Q. Then tighten all the fasteners from the previous steps. Now lock the latch stand in place using the foot pedal. Your new John Deere 6YS swivel cart is now fully assembled and ready